What's up, Chicago? It's an honor to be a part of this moment. Derrick, congratulations. You represent what it means to be a Chicago Bull. Thank you for believing in this city. Thank you for giving everything you have. And thank you for inspiring the next generation. Once a Bull, always a Bull.
Derrick Rose just showed the entire basketball world how a legend really says goodbye. He walked away with grace, respect, and his jersey hanging in the rafters where it belongs. But while Chicago was celebrating one of its own, the spotlight quietly slid over to Los Angeles, and things got uncomfortable fast. One legend stepped away at 38 with dignity, while another is still gripping the spotlight at 41 like he can't let go. And yeah, people are starting to feel a type of way. Real irritated. The contrast is loud, and it's got fans asking the same question over and over. Is LeBron James protecting his legacy by staying, or is he slowly damaging it by refusing to step aside? Now let's talk about the emotional whirlwind that just went down in Chicago. Derrick Rose, the youngest MVP in NBA history, officially had his #1 jersey lifted into the rafters at the United Center. It was pure emotion. Tears, memories, respect, everything a sports farewell is supposed to be.
Let's count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fans stood outside in freezing single-digit weather, snow coming down, just to catch a glimpse of the man who once carried an entire city on his back. Rose sat alongside Joakim Noah, Luol Deng, Taj Gibson, the old guard, the guys who bled for that Bulls jersey. He closed his chapter with more class than some players show in their whole careers. But then you flip the coin, and the picture gets real dusty because there's an elephant in the room and everybody sees it.
There's not that many jerseys retired in the Chicago stadium. Like, this is not just a jersey retirement. You got a lot of arenas where jerseys get retired, and there's somebody you be like, who is that? Not the Chicago Bulls arena. It ain't that many. It's about 4 or 5 up there. And so this is huge that we after Jordan, you know, in that era, that we get another player, you know, in this new era, jersey retired. Man, D Rose, you're him.
LeBron James. While Derrick Rose stepped away at 38, understanding his body and the game had reached a natural ending, LeBron is out here at 41 still trying to convince everyone he's the same guy. Still pushing the king narrative like time hasn't been tapping him on the shoulder. Let's be clear, nobody is denying what LeBron was. 2 decades of dominance, rings, records, all-time scoring leader. That part is locked in. But there's a line where longevity stops looking legendary and starts looking like overstaying.
And entering year 23, you started to play golf now. It's your 23rd shoe.
Yeah.
You're on the Forever King Tour. These things seem to have some sort of commonality. Are you hinting something at us?
No, I'm not. You know, I'm not hinting at anything. I mean, obviously, I know I'm on the other side of
that hump.
The hump, for sure. Come on now, like I'm not going to play another 23 years. That's for damn sure. And I'm not about to play another 10. So I'm definitely gearing up to where the end is. I'm not there yet, but I'm super blessed to be able to, you know, sit here. Like I said, you said year 23, another signature shoe. I done picked up golf. Listen, guys, every time I pick up something new does not mean retirement. It's like, oh, I've seen him with chopsticks. Oh, he's retiring. Oh, I've seen him wear a t-shirt that's too big. Oh, retirement. Oh, he picked up golf, retirement. It's like, it's just something I want to do. It's just a little hobby. But retirement is coming. It is coming. It's just not here just yet.
LeBron is pulling in $52 million this season. $52 million for a 41-year-old who clearly can't carry a team the way he once did. At this point, it's starting to feel less like greatness and more like a high-stakes raid on the Lakers' salary cap. While Rose is riding off as a hero, LeBron is turning into that guy who stays at the party way too late. The music's off, the lights are on, everyone else already left, fans are tired, media is tired.
I'm asking myself if I can still play without cheating the game. Can I give everything to the game still? Truth is, I've been asking myself this question at the end of the season for a couple years now. I just never openly talked about it. I don't care how many more points I score or what I can or cannot do on the floor. The real question for me is, can I play without cheating this game? The day I can't give the game everything on the floor is the day I'll be done. Lucky for you guys, that day is not today.
And you know the Lakers front office has to be staring at that $52 million number like, we could have built half a roster with this. The irony here is wild. You could cut it with a knife. If LeBron had announced a retirement tour this season, the league would have rolled out the red carpet instantly. Automatic all-star votes. Standing ovations in every arena. Not because he's still elite, but because the league loves protecting its icons.
You're not only the MVP, Pooh. You're the people's champ. You're the people's champ.
He could have gone city to city collecting tributes, videos, gifts, and walked away like royalty. Instead, he opted in, took the money, and now everybody has to sit through him trying to keep up with 22-year-olds who grew up watching his highlights on tablets. Derrick Rose's ceremony felt real. It was Chicago through and through. He talked about being a vessel for the city. He wasn't chasing stats. He wasn't squeezing the last dollar out of the franchise. He knew when it was time, and there's power in knowing when your era is done. LeBron, though, seems to have missed that memo. He's out here sharing the court with his son, and yeah, that's a cool father-son moment for about 5 minutes. But when you're paying $52 million for a moment while the team is stuck in the middle of the standings, it starts to feel selfish. Look at the message Chicago sent by retiring Rose's jersey. They placed him alongside Jordan, Pippen, Sloan, and Love. They waited until it felt right. They didn't rush it while he was hanging on as a bench piece somewhere random. They waited until he was at peace with his career. LeBron, on the other hand, is treating the league like a personal piggy bank. He's taking up a roster spot, a massive chunk of cap space, and all the oxygen in the room. Chicago fans stayed in their seats for over an hour just to watch Rose cry. That's love. That's connection. They saw him as one of them. LeBron has always been a global brand, and that's fine. But brands don't have feelings. Brands chase numbers. Brands maximize profit. And that's exactly what this looks like right now. A cash grab, an ego flex, a refusal to accept that the King James era is officially in the rearview mirror. Plenty of legends didn't know when to quit, but usually they weren't pulling $52 million a year to play a reduced role. Usually they took vet minimums, mentored young guys, passed the torch. LeBron is still moving like the league revolves around him. Meanwhile, Derrick Rose is sitting comfortably with his old teammates, enjoying a legacy that's untouched and respected. Sometimes sarcasm is the only way to process the double standard. Just imagine if Derrick Rose tried to hang around until 41, hobbling up and down the floor while making $50 million. The reaction would have been brutal. That's the difference. One knew when to step away. The other is still holding on. If this was anybody else, fans would be calling for his head. But because it's LeBron, the media wants us to act grateful just to watch him jog back on defense. And speaking of defense, let's be real for a second. LeBron's effort on that end this season has been optional at best. He's not locking anyone up. He's roaming. And roaming is just a polite way of saying he's standing in the paint, hunting a highlight block while his assignment splashes a wide open three. That's not elite defense. That's hoping for a viral clip. This season didn't even start clean. LeBron opened the year sitting out with sciatica, the kind of injury that magically shows up when your body doesn't feel like clocking in. He missed opening night for the first time in his 23-year career, and that alone said a lot. And since he came back, let's call it what it is. The numbers look decent on paper, around 22 points a game, but the impact isn't there. His plus-minus stays buried. The team struggles when he's on the floor, and he's getting cooked by guys who weren't even born when he got drafted. The tone has changed around the league too. Young stars aren't backing up anymore. Anthony Edwards looks at him like just another matchup. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander doesn't flinch. The chase down block doesn't scare anyone because it's not coming. They see the slower feet. They see the gray in the beard. The aura that once froze arenas is gone. Chandler Parsons even said it out loud. questioning LeBron skipping the All-Star game while managing injuries and asking if he would have played if Bronny had been involved in the Rising Stars event. That's when you know something shifted. The invincibility is no longer real. It's a memory. Derrick Rose gave Chicago everything he had. No championship ring, and it didn't matter. The city treats him like he delivered one anyway. Why? Because he was authentic. No branding rollout, no scripted farewell, no legacy campaign. He played until his body said no, and then he walked away. That's dignity. LeBron, meanwhile, is so obsessed with protecting his legacy that he's actively damaging it. The longer this goes on, the more he risks being remembered not for his dominance, but for hanging around too long while draining the Lakers' payroll in his 40s. That's not how legends want the story told. If the league truly wanted to help him, they'd be honest. They'd say, take the retirement tour, take the flowers, let the fans celebrate you while the image is still strong. But they won't, because LeBron makes them too much money. And LeBron won't leave either, because the paycheck still clears. It's a loop of profit and ego that's starting to turn fans off. Look at what happened in Chicago on Saturday night. Kevin Huerter hit a game winner and jumped into his teammates' arms, a clear callback to Rose's iconic 2015 playoff moment. That's influence. That's legacy living on through the next generation. Now ask yourself this, are players going to be doing LeBron tributes like that in 10 years? Or are they just going to remember how long he held on and how much money he squeezed out before finally stepping away? Rose thanked his mother, his brothers, the fans. He called himself a vessel. He stayed humble. LeBron moves like a CEO, and that's the difference. One will be missed as a basketball player. The other is starting to feel like a corporate entity we're waiting to see leave the office. The contrast couldn't be clearer. Bulls players wore Rose shirts during warm-ups. Fans screamed MVP until their voices cracked. It was a celebration of what once was. LeBron is forcing us to celebrate something that isn't there anymore. He's forcing fans to watch a 41-year-old body try to do things it hasn't done consistently in years. It's not inspiring. It's uncomfortable. And the truth about the 2025 to 26 version of LeBron James is simple. He's not playing for history anymore. He's playing for himself. He's chasing that scoring record into the stratosphere so nobody can ever touch it. Meanwhile, the Lakers' winning percentage keeps sinking straight into the dirt. He's padding stats on the way to another $52 million payday, and the team is paying the price. Watch closely on defense. When you see him standing there with his hands on his hips, watching a transition bucket fly past him, it hits you. The king isn't ruling anything. He's spectating in a jersey. What makes it wild is how hard the media bends over backward to protect him. They'll replay one dunk from the first quarter and act like he's 25 again, completely ignoring the -12 night, the blown rotations, and the 4 wide-open layups that happened because he didn't feel like running back. The hypocrisy is loud. If any other player was making $52 million to be a defensive liability and a part-time participant, they'd be the most dragged athlete in sports. No debate. But LeBron gets a lifetime pass because of Cleveland and Miami. The sciatica explanation was just the opening act. It set the tone for a season built around management, not competition. We're not watching a basketball player anymore. We're watching a managed asset. And while that asset is clearly declining on the floor, the price tag refuses to drop. The Lakers are boxed in. They signed the extension. They made the bed. Now they're stuck sleeping in it while LeBron takes all the blankets and leaves nothing for roster flexibility. Rose talked about the vibration he shared with the fans. LeBron has a vibration too. It just sounds like a cash register. And fans are finally realizing the GOAT conversation is done. A real GOAT doesn't stick around long enough to become a punchline. They don't hang on until the fan base is begging them to step aside so the team can breathe again. Imagine being a young Laker, grinding every night, knowing the team can't bring in real help because a 41-year-old is soaking up the cap space. That's not leadership. That's blockage. This situation didn't fall out of the sky. The frustration LeBron feels right now is self-inflicted. You want respect? Earn it on the court today. Not from things you did in 2013. You don't get credit in 2026 for highlights from a decade ago while getting cooked in real time. That's not how this works. The contrast tells the whole story. Derrick Rose stepped away with gratitude, humility, and love. LeBron is pushing through with brand strategy, contract leverage, and control. One journey ended in tears of appreciation. The other is ending in groans from a fan base that's ready to move on. It's time to stop pretending. The defense is gone, the paycheck is outrageous, and the act isn't fooling anyone anymore. If LeBron truly cared about the Lakers, he'd take a vet minimum or walk away and let them build the next era, but he won't. He'll keep squeezing every last dollar out of that contract. Derrick Rose is a Chicago legend forever. LeBron James is becoming a very expensive problem the Lakers can't escape. But one legend bowed out with dignity. The other is dragging it out for the money. If you think it's time for LeBron to finally call it a career and let the Lakers rebuild, hit that like button. Subscribe so you don't miss our NBA deep dives. I'll see you on the next one.